The Trudeau government doesn't seem very interested in recovering all of the overpayments it made to individuals and businesses during the pandemic. Matter of fact, a cynic might say that they seem as disinterested in that as they are in getting to the bottom of why they ignored repeated warnings about interference by Beijing in the last 2 federal elections. Now, look, at the start of the pandemic, the fact that billions of dollars went out to people who shouldn't have gotten it is understandable. After all, millions of workers were being laid off at the start of the pandemic, businesses were shutting down, and we still haven't fully recovered from the economic slowdown that was caused by the pandemic all over the world. Okay, but that was more than 3 years ago. What's far less understandable is the government's apparent unwillingness to recover monies that were paid out to, for example, people who were in prison for the entire duration of the pandemic, Canadians who weren't in Canada for the entire duration of the pandemic, and people who quit their jobs voluntarily and then claimed the $2,000 a month SARE benefit, which was supposed to be earmarked for people who were laid off work. Now, 2 independent financial watchdogs of parliamentary spending, the Auditor General and the Parliamentary Budget Officer, have both sharply criticized the government for its apparent unwillingness to go after billions of dollars it paid out that shouldn't have been paid out. In one of her audits, the Auditor General, Karen Hogan, found almost $5 billion worth of payments to individuals that shouldn't have been made. And she urged the Canada Revenue Agency to investigate $27.4 billion worth of more payments to employers and individuals that may have been wrongly paid out. The Parliamentary Budget Officer, Yves Giroux, said he was astounded when the Canada Revenue Agency said it wasn't worth the effort to try and recover all of $15.5 billion that may have been inappropriately paid out to individuals and employers. One of the problems is that the Canada Revenue Agency just fired 20 of its own employees who claimed benefits when they were working for the CRA. And it says that they're investigating 600 more of their employees who may have done the same thing. Now, the fiscally conservative Fraser Institute just did a report that says as much as 1/4 of the $360 billion that the Canadian government paid out in pandemic relief, all of it financed by public debt, may have been paid out inappropriately. That's $90 billion. And the study also said that when you factor in the interest on the debt payments of that $90 billion, that the total bill within a decade might be $110 billion. Now imagine what we could do in Canada with $110 billion to build more hospitals or to lower our medical wait times, which are among the longest in the developed world before the pandemic, and they're still the longest today. Imagine what we could do with half of $110 billion. And also imagine the amount of waste that will be involved if we never recover that money because the government doesn't seem interested in recovering it. I'm Lorrie Goldstein of Sun Media. We're always interested in hearing your views, and please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube channel.